How do you stay focused on God in a world full of distractions? From cell phones to social media to Netflix, there are so many things that can bombard our heart and mind and just pull at our attention. These things can prevent us from accomplishing the God-given goals and desires that God has placed within us. So what do we do about it? Today, we're going to dive right into all the things that we can do to prevent getting distracted. Hey you guys, my name is K.Thomas. If this is your first time here, this channel is meant to help build your faith, help you on your journey with Christ, and give you hope and encouragement along the way. All right guys, you know this, that so many of us struggle with finding time to accomplish the God-given goals that God has placed within us. Every time we try to focus, our phone is buzzing, we get email notifications. The temptation to scroll through social media is so enticing that it's hard to resist. So what can we do to stay focused? The very first tip I would suggest is asking God for help. You guys, I ask God for help for every single thing in my life. And the Bible says that God is the vine and we are the branches. Apart from Him, we cannot do anything. So I always go to God for anything I need help with that is difficult for me to do. The second tip is to identify what it is that you want to accomplish. What is the God-given goal that God has placed in your heart? Is it to spend more time in His presence? Is it to spend more time with your family, your spouse, or your children? Has He put it in your heart to start getting healthy and fit, or to work on your finances to help get out of debt? What is it that God is asking you to do? Proverbs 16 verse 3 says, "Commit your works to the Lord, submit and trust them to Him, and your plans will succeed if you respond to His will and His guidance." We've got to take a moment to write down what it is that we want to accomplish in our lives and figure out what we are going to need to do in order to accomplish those things. The third tip is to identify what distracts you. Okay, so there are so many things that can distract us. Cell phones, we've got social media, we've got email notifications. Either you're spending too much time talking to friends or you're binge watching on Netflix. There are so many things that grab at our attention. But God does not want us to be distracted from doing the things He's asking us to do. Hebrews 12 verse 1 says, "Therefore, since such a great cloud of witnesses surround us, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles us, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." I love this quote that says, "Time is the most valuable thing a man can have, because lost time can never be found again." We only have so much time on this earth to accomplish what God is asking us to do. And that is why it's important that we get busy figuring out the ways to do it. Tip number 4, take small steps. In order to accomplish anything in life, you've got to take small steps. You know, sometimes people get overwhelmed by a desire. Let's say if it's your finances and you're trying to get out of debt, right? You've got to take small steps in order to get to where you're going. If you look at the whole picture, you're going to think, oh, this is a mountain of problems. I just don't think I have the energy or the strength to do it. But nobody's asking you to do that. You just have to take small baby steps to get you to where God is asking you to be. Okay, so let's say, for example, it's Saturday and you want to be able to spend time in prayer. You want to be able to spend time with your family or work on budgeting or certain goals that God has placed in your heart to do. You can start by breaking up the day into segments. You can say, okay, from 8 to 9 a.m., I'm going to read the Bible. From 9 to 10, I'm going to go exercise. And then maybe from 1 to 2 p.m., I'm going to work on my budgeting. You're going to have to separate your day out in segments to be able to accomplish what God is asking you to do. Literally, you are going to have to put time frames on what it is that you need to do. The second thing is that we have to set time limits to the things we enjoy. So for example, you can say, on Friday nights, I'm going to watch Netflix from 9 till 11 p.m. Or you can say, I'm going to be checking my emails for 1 hour between this time frame throughout my days. You've literally got to look throughout your day and find the things that's taking up your time, put time frames on that, and put a timer there to remind you to stop. Or for example, if you keep getting email notifications for work or whatever the case might be, put a time frame of I'm going to check my email for 1 hour per day within this time frame. You've got to do whatever it takes to prevent distraction and help yourself. Philippians 4:13 says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Hebrews 12:11 says, For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who are trained by it. Tip number 5, change your environment. When Jesus needed quiet time, he stepped away from the disciples and he went to secluded places to pray and to spend time with the Father. If you are having trouble praying or spending time with God in your home, find pockets of the day that you can do that. Maybe going for a drive, maybe going for a walk around the block, or sometimes you can even go to the library and do your devotions there and spend time in prayer there, coffee shop sometimes. Do whatever it takes to be able to accomplish what you want to do. And if you have to change your environment to do that, you need to go ahead and do that. The second tip is don't put yourself in tempting situations. For example, if God is telling you that you need to work on your health and staying fit, don't walk down the cookie and chip aisle in the grocery store. You know you're going to end up in trouble there, or you're going to get tempted. So change your environment and kind of go in different directions to avoid what can distract you or prevent you from reaching your goal. It is not the best time to go window shopping and look for what's out there in the stores. You are definitely going to get tempted, especially if you love shopping. 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, "No temptation that is not common to man has overtaken you. God is faithful, and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability, but with the temptation, he will also provide a way of escape so that you may be able to endure it." With anything, accomplishing our dreams and desires takes some effort and takes some work. So that is why it is important that we get rid of anything that holds us back from accomplishing God's plan for our lives. Hebrews 12:11 says, "All runners run in a race, but only one receives the prize. So run to win." I want to encourage you, if God has put a desire in your heart, run to win. Take away anything that can prevent you from accomplishing God's plan for your lives. Ask God for help. Define what it is that you want to accomplish. Identify what distracts you. Take small steps to achieve what God is asking you to do. And lastly, change your environment. I believe if you take these steps, you are going to be one step closer to accomplishing all that God has for you today. Now, if you have found this video helpful, you are definitely going to be interested in this next video on how to get through any situation you face. Now, if there is something else that you would love to learn, please leave it in your comments below, and I will definitely look into that. As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the next video.